Well, there is a new push to expand Florida's parental rights and education law to government agencies and businesses that get state funding.
It's the same law that critics call the Don't Say Gay law. New at 5:30, Action News Jack's Jake Stofan reports a newly filed bill centers around the use of preferred pronouns.
Well, supporters say the bill is about protecting religious and conscientious freedom. However, opponents argue it's about discrimination towards LGBTQ Floridians. Earlier this year, state lawmakers passed an expansion to the law opponents dubbed Don't Say Gay that prohibited students, teachers, and school faculty from being required to use pronouns that don't align with a person's biological sex. Now, state lawmakers are looking to expand those provisions to government employees and employees working for nonprofits and companies that receive state funding.
This is not really a bill about pronouns.
Carlos Guillermo Smith with Equality Florida argues the bill, which also prohibits mandatory employee training or, quote, any other activity on sexual orientation and gender identity, is intended to censor those who work in LGBTQ spaces and intimidate LGBTQ organizations and employees.
Don't Say Gay or trans was not about children. It was about bigotry, homophobia, transphobia. They are proving that with this bill.
But Anthony Verdugo with the Florida Christian Family Coalition argues the legislation is intended to protect the religious and conscientious freedom of all employees.
What this does is this creates an equal playing field.
And Verdugo believes by keeping the bill limited to the government and entities that work with the government, it will stand up in the courts, unlike provisions of the so-called Stop Woke Act, which applied to private businesses.
If you still want to call a man a woman or a woman a man, you certainly can. You have that right. You have that freedom. What the government does not have the right to do is to impose that on an individual.
The legislative session kicks off in January. This bill has not been scheduled for any committee hearings yet, and while it has been filed in the House, it has not yet found a companion bill in the Senate. For local coverage you can count on downtown, I'm Jake Stofan, Action News Jax.